Gregory Hallows, and this is Preserve Halloween Podcast. So, once again, it has been a while since I sat down and recorded a podcast. I've been crazy busy as always. I've been doing a variety of things. Don't want to dwell on that too much, but needless to say, I've been very, very busy, and that's fine. But it is July. Officially, for most of us, July 5th is the start of Halloween season because that's when stores start putting Halloween decorations in on their shelves, because after 4th of July, there is no other major holiday until Halloween. So from July until October, we own the shelves, I guess. There's back to school. Where I live, they don't really start putting out Halloween decorations till after the back to school stuff's gone. So I haven't really seen anything where I live, but July 5th has become kind of the official, unofficial start of Halloween, and that probably explains why before Halloween even happens, some of the stuff's getting pushed off the shelves because they're getting ready for Thanksgiving. But, so that's been fun. I don't officially start decorating Halloween until my birthday in August. And even some people think that's too soon, but, whatever. Let them think what they want. So what have I been up to? Been doing a lot of things, getting ready for shows. Preserve Halloween Fest is coming up in November. Got a really good lineup so far. About to announce some new people. I just downloaded the 100 Things to Do this Halloween season from SpookyLittleHalloween.com. Miranda's come up with a really cool list of things to do for this Halloween season, as always. What else have I been doing? One of the topics of the podcast is a rabbit hole I fell down last night watching a movie. But as I'm recording this, I think officially it's 100 days to Halloween, so it's getting close. I'm working on the designs for the Halloween Preservation Society's memberships this year. I have not forgotten about the website. It has been down for a while I moved into my new warehouse, and I wanted to wait until the new designs were ready before I put it back up. So I'm hoping that becomes available mid-August, September timeframe, so I can start shipping stuff out to get it for October. Really excited about the design and what I'm including this year. It's going to be fun. But back to my rabbit hole discovery. Last night, I finally watched Scream 6. I've always liked the Scream series. I have always loved the design of the mask for the killer in Scream. And it's hard to believe that we're approaching 30 years for that franchise, which is, baby years for most movies in horror that's been around forever. But that's insane to me that we're almost to 30 years for the Scream franchise. But I watched Scream 6 last night, and they had, multiple versions of the mask that I've, come to know as the Ghostface mask. I kind of knew a little bit of the history of the mask, but some of the articles I found last night, I was very, very surprised with what I found. So let me give credit before I get too far. I read a article on Fangoria by Ryan Hills. He put it out March 9th, 2023, so only a few months ago. I read an article by Brian Cronin on the Huffington Post page. He was a contributor. This was back, he's the writer and founder of legendsrevealed.com. Somebody asked him on his website about the Ghostface mask and was it really discovered in an abandoned house? And it was actually the mask that inspired Wes Craven and his production crew to use for Scream was found in a abandoned warehouse, or abandoned warehouse, no, an abandoned house that was previously used in an 40s Alfred Hitchcock movie called Shadow of a Doubt. The lady who found it was named Marianne Madalena, and she took it to Wes and said, "What do you think about this?" And he liked it, but we'll get to that in a little bit because there is a lot to this story. But I wanted to give credit to those people that I uh, read their stories and basically got the inspiration to do this. So, Fun World is the name of the company that legally owns the rights to the mask. Fun World is it's a holiday company that puts out Halloween stuff, Harvest, Easter, Valentine's Day, Christmas. They put out stuff for all those holidays, including owning the rights to the Ghostface mask, which is what they called it. They have it registered as Ghostface. But let's go back a little. They are credited with the creation of the design of the mask and also own the design. So here's where it gets tricky. Back in the mid 80s, a guy named Lauren Givens created a mask called the Screamer Longjaw. That's what he dubbed it. I'm going to post the links to these articles I found so that you could see the pictures of the stuff I'm talking about. Anyway, back in the 80s, Lauren Givens worked at Tony Gardner's Alterian Studios, and he created a mask. And let me give Lauren some props. Lauren worked on Cyborg, Darkman, Dark Angel, The Blob. Awesome credit list. James and the Giant Peach, Brain Scan, Cabin Boy, The Willies, Cocoon, The Return, Fright Night Part 2, all that stuff. He worked on all those. Harry and the Hendersons, he worked with Rick Baker on that. So, Lauren Givens, props. You know, I love giving props to special effects people, makeup people, because they deserve it completely. So, Alterian Studios, they were in a period of slow film work. So the people that worked there loved Halloween, as we all do, right? And so they decided to create an offshoot company from Alterian Studios called Alterian Ghost Factory. And they created a product called the Ghost Maker that included a vacuum form mask, glue, and paint so you could create your own ghost costume for Halloween. The only thing that you would need is your own bed sheet, and then you would have everything you needed to be a ghost, right? So that's cool. They made this package. They put together this really cool thing, but they, didn't sell it to the public really. So they made 6 designs for that set, including Lauren's Wailing ghost design that he took from a prior Halloween costume he made for himself. He designed the way the ghost face looked, all that stuff. He made this costume back in 1990. So before the movie, before, time. The time frame on this is very important. And I want to say that I'm not for or against Fun World or, whatever happened to give them the expectation that they are credited with the creation of this mask. I'm just trying to make sure everyone gets credit. So in 1990, Lauren Givens created a costume for himself, including this mask that is very recognizable to Scream fans. Anyway, the other 5 designs for this product, the Ghost Maker, that Alterian Ghost Factory made were done by Chet Zar. Chet Zar designed 5, and Lauren designed the other one. A guy who worked at Galoob Toys as a designer named Bill Bowes was hired to create product tags and the artwork to promote this Ghostmaker box set, costume making kit in 1991. And after he came up with this artwork, which is in these links. It's really cool. He used the whaler mask that Lauren created as his inspiration to create this artwork for promotion. And he did it the old school way, pencil and paint on illustration board. Like, this was hand drawn. Really, you've got to see this artwork. I'll share it on the Preserve Halloween Society page with the links to the podcast. But in early 1991, Lauren went on the road with these finished promotional products and took these kits to the Chicago Halloween trade show. And he brought along Jim Eusterman with him, and this is where they sold them. So let's fast forward a few months, and Fun World, a recent graduate named Brigitte Slayerton-Leeden, if I butcher the name, I'm really sorry, but it might be Bridget. I'm saying it as Brigitte because Brigitte Nielsen. But Brigitte or Bridget Slayerton-Leeden, they wanted, Fun World tasked her to come up with a new line of Halloween ghost masks. They gave her pictures of what they wanted the final product to look like, and she came up with some sketches based on those pictures, which some people say were just pictures of the Alterian product line. I don't know. I am not accusing anyone. I have no proof either way. I'm just kind of relaying the story that I read. Alan Geller, Stanley Geller, and the other product managers for Fun World made the final decisions on the masks that they like. And they chose 4 of them. And those 4 masks hit the store shelves in 1992, and they were listed as item number 9206 with the 4 varieties. There was the silly one, the weeping, the goofy, and the happy. And the one that we all know to love, that is the Scream mask, which I'm actually seeing on screen because I've got Scream 6 playing in the background again while I record this. That was the weeping mask, quote unquote. All 4 of the masks came in 4 styles. You could either, or not 4 styles. All 4 of the masks came in black or a white shroud. The white ones are very, very, very difficult to find. So if you see those, they're highly collectible. And the part that is the controversial part is these 4 designs looked a lot like Alterian's Ghostmaker line. So a few years later, Lauren Githens had gotten tired of selling masks and pretty much had given up on the effects business in general. And he was in Santa Cruz living his best life with his wife. And he was shopping at a drugstore and saw these mass-produced ghost masks that Fun World made, and they looked a lot like, his design. He was amused, but didn't think anything of it. He didn't want to pursue any legal actions. He, for all intents and purposes, that part of his life was behind him. He wasn't doing special effects, not selling masks anymore. So, it is what it is, right? A lot different than what things nowadays. So let's go forward to 1995. K&B Effects Group were tasked to come up with a mask for this new project that was in production or about to be in production. It's called Scary Movie, which eventually became Scream. The only thing that, notes that they were given is to make a ghostly white mask. There was no any notes other than that. That's what they wanted for the film. They wanted the killer of the movie to have a ghostly white mask, right? So they're just weeks away from principal photography. They still hadn't found the mask, right? And this goes back to the story I said. Marianne was product or location scouting. She found this abandoned building that was an Alfred Hitchcock movie back in the 40s. In this house, there was a mask. And it just so happened to be the Fun World mask that we all know now. So she took it to Wes. Wes liked it, but he still wanted to come up with their own design, right? And I think I read somewhere that originally the effects company created a version of that mask with enough changes so there were no copyright issues. And I think they filmed a few scenes with that mask. Anyway, this was beyond the principal photography portion. After a few weeks, they still had no mask, so finally Wes Craven said, let's use that mask, but we need to get the rights. So they contacted Funworld to get the rights. When Scream was released, Tony Gardner of the Alterian Studios, the guy who was in charge, he saw the mask on screen and was super flattered, right? His company's design essentially was being used on what became one of the biggest films of that time, and overall it's turned into a 6-film franchise, right? He saw the Wailer mask on screen. He said it was great, but he just assumed it had been too long for him to really do anything about it. Did they even have the rights? Was the film a one-time deal? What was the deal, right? So he didn't do anything. So 1996, Funworld trademarked the mask, called it Ghostface. So now they own the rights, and all intents and purposes, for most people, they're credited as the creators of the Ghostface mask or the Wailer mask or the Weeper or whatever at some point you called it. And according to the article I read on Fangoria, as late as 2000, Funworld still claimed that they designed the mask. Bridget got the credit for it, and of course, Chet Zar and Lauren and all the Alterian Studio guys, that's not true to them. Alan Geller, the president of Funworld, basically now from this Fangoria article, what I read, he gives no credit to Bridget at all. He never mentions her name in any articles. He gives no involvement by her at all. The Fangoria article says that Alan is credited as the sole creator of the design on the company's website, but I couldn't find that. If I'm going to keep looking because I want to see where it actually says that. From this article also, Tony Gardner at this point just wants credit for the design that they came up with. And so that's the point of my wanting to record this podcast. Wouldn't it be great if Funworld and Scream, the franchise, gave some form of credit to Alterian and Lauren and Tony and all the people involved with the original concept of the mask? I think that would be awesome. They're not asking for any money as far as I can have read. They really literally just want, and I mean, money would be great because, I mean, Bill Finger and Batman finally settled. Bill Finger gets credit now for helping create Batman. After all these years, his family finally got his some recognition. So maybe the same kind of deal can be made for Alterian and Lauren and Tony and those guys. Maybe the credit's worth it. I think for as much money as that creation makes, they're entitled to something, but that's just my opinion, So what do you guys think? Is there a way to prove that Alterian came up with the Ghostface design? Check out these articles I'm going to post the links for. Like I said, it's a Fangoria article, a Huffington Post. I'm going to try to find as many as I can because they have really, really good pictures, and you can see, I mean, it's obvious that it's the same design. But it's not up to me to decide. It's up to you guys. So let's get ready for Halloween. We're 100 days away. We are in like prime time. Before we know it, it's over. And that's always the sucky part. It's like it's 100 days from Halloween right now, but next thing we know, it's 10 days away, and then it's over. So, like, let's take advantage of what we're doing. Sorry that I've been gone away so long. I'm going to try to post some more podcasts a lot more consistently, hopefully weekly, but, I'm not going to promise anything crazy. Thank you guys for loving Halloween as much as I do, and I can't wait to hear and see and read and start seeing all the crazy influx of Halloween posts. that you guys all do and just make me super happy. So, as always, preserve Halloween.